Hi, friends. If you know anything about me at all, you know I'm consistently inconsistent with what I do, mostly because I'm living in my head and writing stories. So I know you like the stories that I write. I have decided to do once a month, maybe twice a month, um, ask the author, little videos for you. Most of them will be on my newsletter. If you go to my website, you can sign up for my newsletter. And I also hope to put a link down here in Facebook. So be sure to sign up and send me your questions, okay? The very first question, I'll just give you a little sneak peek. The very first question most people ask me is, where do I get my ideas? I'd like to say they just kind of come to me. I guess that's true for most authors. I'll be walking somewhere and thinking, because I live in my head, about something, and people will approach me, or I'll remember a place I've been, or I'll be sitting and listening to people. Yes, I eavesdrop. But that's how I listen and kind of get the rhythm and cadence of dialogue and how people say things. And they'll trigger something to me, and then characters will just appear. I know. It's like movies. I've always had like movies in my head, and I try to share them with you. It's a great pleasure for me and a joy that I'm able to do that. To share them with you. One of the things that I always thought was important is that I don't keep these movies to myself, but I share them with you. And the really fun part about the art of writing is that you take my stories and they go into your head and you make them what you want of them. You see the characters not necessarily through my eyes, but through your eyes and your experience. So as an art, writing is amazing because it just continues depending on each mind who reads it. So I'm like, you also help those stories. And so I hope you share them. So that's kind of a sneak peek. I actually get my characters in my head, or I'm listening to someone or going through something where there's a lot of people or scenery, and characters pop out to me. And they follow me home. They stand at the end of my bed and say, when are you going to write my story? And they hit you in the shower. They're always like poking you. I don't know if you remember this movie, Ghost, with Whoopi Goldberg. And she actually starts hearing ghosts, and they're like always there. There's so many of them. That's what they do. They follow me home and want me to tell their story. So unfortunately, I have to tell them to get in line. Get in line. And I know, I sing everything. You'll have to understand that. And then they tell me their stories. They star in a movie in my head. And I kind of know where they're going with this story, but basically the characters take it where they want. So that's how I come up with my stories, is they're kind of like character-based. That's a sneak peek of the kinds of things I'm going to add to my newsletter, and I hope to have a newsletter out a month, which will be unusual for me. Bi-weekly would also be good, as long as I'm not like on deadline. So I tell you what, I will go ahead and put a note in my planner book and make sure that I do this for you. In the meantime, please, please, please sign up for my newsletter, and I will be sending one of these out at least once a month, if not twice a month. And make sure you ask your questions. What do you want to know? I'm here to answer questions. So ask the author, and I hope that you sign up for my newsletter, and I get to share with you again. Have a great day.